Testing, 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 testing. Good afternoon, everybody. George DeBobby here at Maryville College as we get ready for the LaGrange Panthers coming into town from LaGrange, Georgia, to take on the Fighting Scots of Maryville. And both teams are 1-2 in the conference, so this is an important conference game. Overall, LaGrange is 3-3, and their last game they won. And Maryville College is 1-5, winning last week for the first time against Methodist. 1-2 in the conference, though. Both teams, if they win, obviously, they're probably still in the hunt for a conference championship. Still not mathematically eliminated. So could be an interesting game. Both teams have the power to run the ball and throw the ball, but mostly running team. And we'll start with the LaGrange offense and talk about their starting lineup. Starting at left tackle, it's Lionel Patterson. He's a freshman, 5'10", 230. He'll be spotted by J.T. Middleton. Left guard, number 52, Drew Johnson, a freshman, 6 feet tall, 255. He'll be spotted by Simeon Tanner. The center, 64, Derek Lort, a freshman, 6'2", 315. He'll be spotted by Charles Dean. The right guard, a senior, Akeem Peterson, a 6'2", 295, spotted by Logan Whidbey and River Vaughn. The right tackle, J.T. Middleton, 6'3", 315, and he'll be spotted by Akeem Peterson as well. If that happens, they'll switch. The wide receiver or tight end is going to be DeQuiz Fryer, a 6'2", 215-pound freshman, spotted by Case Giles. One of the other wide receivers is number 1, Tyler Benjamin, 6'2", 160. Number 9, Devin Williams, a senior, 6'2", 165, will spot him. Jeremiah Ingram, another wide receiver, freshman, 5'8", 160, spotted by David Burris. Another wide receiver, Matt Walton, he's 5'11", 170. He's a sophomore, spotted by Terrin Westbrook. Running back, Brandon Scott. Brandon Scott got himself some big numbers. He's carried the ball 97 times for 598 yards, and he averages about 6 yards a carry. He scored 9 touchdowns. He's averaging about 93 yards a game, and he'll be spotted by number 22, James Monroe, or Teron Dixon, number 10. So those are your starting lineups. I need to get the quarterback in there, number 15, Cam Perkins, a junior, 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. And we'll be seeing him shortly as my papers fly off. It's going to be a little windy today. I'll get to that with you. Quarterback again is going to be Cam Perkins, spotted by Caleb Spear. Perkins, 20 completions, 45 attempts, 3 TDs, 1 touchdown. And that is your starting lineup on the offense. On the defense, it's 48 defensive end Elijah Robertson, a senior, 5'10", 205. Defensive tackle, 93, Joe Thomas, 5'11", 335. Defensive end, number 10, Jamie Sellers, a sophomore, 5'10", 265. Also, you'll see the strong linebacker, number 2, Aaron Belt, freshman, 6'1", 185. The middle linebacker, or Mike linebacker, number 30, Randy Fillingame. He's a freshman, 5'7", 190. The Wheeler linebacker will be number 38, Roy Pound. Great name for football, Roy Pound, a junior at 6 feet tall, 190. Cornerbacks will be Aaron Owens, freshman, 5'9", 155. Peter Anderson, the third, freshman, 6 feet tall, 170. The 2 safeties, Zach Mason, 5'9", a freshman, 5'9", 165. And number 44, Brandon Ray. He'll be the strong safety, 5'9", 175. For the Maryville Fighting Scots, as we get ready to listen to a little bit of a bagpiper out there, as is the custom, Maryville team amassing on the right side. And Maryville will be coming out here in a second. LaGrange already out. For Maryville, left tackle Kyle Larson, the senior. Left guard Jaden Harris, a senior. The center, Jace Britton, a freshman. Right guard, another freshman, is Ronald Villalobos, who's really come on strong. Right tackle, Devin Montgomery, 285, 6'2". He's a senior. Also, tight end number 6, Terry Stewart, 232 pounds. Wide receivers, Collier, number 18, as the Scots come out onto the field. Andrew Gentry, number 80. 81 is Jacob Cortez. Running back is Jacob Bunch, number 4, and Bunch has a bunch of stats, mainly rushing 110 times for 666 yards. Not bad for the sophomore. One of the leading rushers in the conference, about 6-yard average, averaging 109 yards per game. Also, look for Tevin Thrower, the freshman in there. Thrower is rushed for 73 yards so far, and also maybe Chris Hawkins, number 23 at running back. Quarterback, you'll see a 2-quarterback system, as I was told this week. Camden Harbin, a sophomore, 6'2", 210. Number 12, Trevor Thomas, sophomore, 5'11", 160. So the teams are out on the field. You want to orient yourself a little bit. Looking across the field is to the west, to the right is north, to the left is the south, and closest to the bottom of the screen will be the east side. Maryville will receive. Maryville in the garnet jerseys, and the white jerseys will be LaGrange. The Panthers and the Scots. It's a USA South Conference game, and Maryville coming off of their first win of the season last week on homecoming against Methodist. Big crowd, almost 5,000 people here last week for homecoming. Quite a bit less here this week. The stands on this side are pretty much full. The other side, which you see, is the LaGrange side, and Maryville will receive. Back deep for Maryville will be Pierre Watkins. And Brandon Scott. Kicking off for the Panthers. Looks like number 95, and that's going to be Alex Rivera, 5'8", 180. He'll set the ball down. Maryville in the garnet or dark jerseys, and the Panthers from LaGrange in the white jerseys. USA South Conference game getting ready to start here in Maryville, Tennessee. The field is wet, wind behind the back of LaGrange at this point. A squib kick picked up by Maryville at the 20 and bobbled, and getting thrown down at the 20-yard line. Maryville in a good coverage tackle. It looks like that's number 7, and that tackle was made by Joshua Rivers from Jacksonville, Florida. Starting at quarterback will be number 2 for Maryville. Harbin. And they'll go from the shotgun. Maryville 60-40 on the run. Harbin with the handoff to Bunch. Bunch off the right side. He's going to get about 2. Be second down and long. Billingham on the tackle. Second down, there's a loss of a yard, actually. Big group up front for the LaGrange Panthers. 385, 265 up front. It's Bunch going to cut it upside, and they're just spying on Bunch. So the offense is going to have to make a bit of an adjustment there as Bunch loses 2. Gentry going in for Maryville, and out comes Terry Stewart. Passing situation. Maryville on the season, 7th in the conference with 878 yards passing. Harbin and Bunch in the backfield, 2 wideouts right, 2 on the left side. Passing situation, 3rd and 13. Back to pass, not much of a rush. Harbin flush from the pocket. Going to throw the ball downfield to Bunch and just out of bounds. Nice touch on the pass, just a little bit behind him. So Maryville goes 3 and out as the defense for the LaGrange Panthers holds. Back deep for the Panthers will be Brandon Williams. And we've got a whistle. False start against Maryville. And that was Zion Pullins, a freshman. And that makes it 4th and 17, and LaGrange is going to end up with pretty good field position. Standing on his own goal line, the Maryville punter. Hubbs. This is going to be a nice high punt, and there's a fair catch called at the 42-yard line, and that's where LaGrange will take over. A good punt by Maryville. About a 40-yard punt, so it'll be 1st and 10 LaGrange. Maryville's defensive front, Eccles, Jackson, Cumby, and Goodlow. And there's a quick pass, and that's pretty much what they do. Lots of dunk passes for LaGrange. That's going to be complete for about 3 yards. Perkins, the quarterback. Perkins, the quarterback. 6 feet tall, 210. He'll go back to pass, and he's going to throw another little dunk pass to the outside, incomplete. The pass was to go to Benjamin, and it was Rivers on the – well, I'll get that for you. On the defense was Michael Bailey. So 3rd down and 7. Devin Williams will switch from the left side to the right side. Back to pass. Going to throw this ball on the inside on the little look in, and they'll get it. It's a little curl in. Gets the 1st down, and he gets to the Maryville 44 where it's 1st and 10. And that's their game. Don't throw long much. Brandon Scott, and also the quarterback Perkins can run. He'll give the ball to Scott, and Maryville gives up some big yardage. Ball down to the 36-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and let's call it 1, make it a long one. We'll move the ball back. Now it's 2nd and 2. Perkins, the quarterback for LaGrange. Going to hand the ball off, and Maryville's right in there. Coming up to make the tackle for Maryville is number 94. That's Ja'Cory Jackson. And that'll put him back about a yard, so it's 3rd down and 3.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down 3 at the 37.
1 tailback, 3 wideouts to the top side of the field. 1 on this side. Perkins looking to the sideline for the exact play. Hard to see the signals over there. 2 on the clock, play clock. They get it off, and it's going to be a delay of game. Oh, they called a timeout right before. So not much going on right now, as we've got 11:07 left to go in this first quarter. Both teams coming in this conference record at 1-2. LaGrange 3-3. Maryville 1-5. And let's also support our local game sponsors. I'd like to thank our key sponsors for this season: Blunt Partnership, Kenjo Markets, Go Tees, Premier Transportation, LeConte Wealth Management, Airport Hilton, and Firehouse Subs. Please support these local businesses, make them successful. And here we go. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Look for some type of short pass. Perkins looking, and he's going to hand the ball right off, and I'm not sure he got the first down. Let's see the spot. He did not get it. It's going to be 4th down, about a half yard short, and I would think they're going to go for it. They'll bring in some beef. It's a jumbo package. Look for that quarterback to run on the right side there. We got everybody bunched on that right side. Yeah, Perkins runs behind the beef. He'll get the first down. And really all they're doing is overloading that side, and Maryville defense has to adjust a little bit to that, which they tried to do, but got about 700 pounds of beef in front of that quarterback. 10:20 left to go. The initial drive for Maryville was 3 and out. This drive for LaGrange started on the 40. So it's 1st and 10 at the Maryville 42. Perkins in the backfield for LaGrange. Hand off to Scott. Scott cuts it back to the right side. He's going to get himself about 3, maybe 4.
Brendan Scott carries the ball. Trent Cumbie makes the tackle at the 29.
Cumbie on the tackle for Maryville.
Gain of 3, 2nd down 7.
Ball on the 29 now, gain of 3. Okay, Scott gets the package in. Strong side to the left, looking to pass. Going to be flushed out of that pocket. He's going to throw the ball into the ground, and it is incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. 9:19 left to go in this first quarter here at Maryville College. A blustery day. Fielded was wet. It rained most of the day yesterday. Got a wind at the back of LaGrange. Coming right to left, that would be kind of from the north to the south. 3rd and 7. Perkins, sophomore. Send a man in motion. He's going to look to swing. He's going to throw that downfield and wide open. Not even close. So that Westbrook with the catch. Maryville blew that defense somehow. So the ball to the 9, 1st and goal. Nice pass by Perkins on the rollout. LaGrange knocking at the door. 8:55 left to go. Going to throw this ball in the corner, and it is knocked away. Tried to get it to Benjamin, and I believe the coverage for Maryville was Bailey. Nope, it was Burke. Burke did a good job there. 2nd and 9, 2 wide outs, and a tight end. Tight end on the, well, there's an H-back on the right side. Be number 85. They're going to hand off behind him, and he's going to get about another 2 yards. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 6, maybe the 7. Let's see where they spot it. Looks like the, hard to see at this angle, looks like the 6. No, it's at the 7. Third and goal at the 7. Maryville adjusting defense. They'll put a man in motion. They need to follow him across. And just sneaking out of the backfield, wide open touchdown to Brandon Scott. 7-yard TD. And again, maybe a busted coverage as nobody covered Scott. 8:01 left to go, and there's whistles all over the place as they try to hurry up there. And they went for 2. I don't know what they were doing there. I don't know what the whistle was. This little Kansas spread. Now they'll get back. Extra point attempt. Kicked up, and it's good. 7-0 your score. LaGrange over Maryville with 8:01 left to go first period. And I'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. 7-0 your score. LaGrange takes their opening drive 60 yards for this touchdown. 7-yard touchdown pass to Brendan Scott. Maryville on their drive went basically 3 and out. Well, not basically, they did. We'll get the coverage here. Coming up. And there's a line drive kick, and that one's going to go out of bounds, so Maryville's going to get that ball in pretty good field position up about the 35. We're at the 35. "58-yard drive. 13 plays, 58 yards. Took 5 minutes, 18 seconds for LaGrange. So Maryville will line up on offense at the 35-yard line. It'll be Bunch and Harbin in the backfield. Harbin from Knoxville, Tennessee, 6'2", 210, Falls High School. Bunch, a sophomore running back, 6'1", 210 from Granger County. So Maryville back to pass. Maryville, little swing pass. Down the sideline and about 2 or 3 yards. And that pass was to Pierre Watkins. 1 yard. Well, it was Ogle, they say, on the catch.
36.
Harden going to go back to pass, and he's going to get sacked in the back line. Maryville can't hold that front, so that's a pretty big loss right there.
Caden Harmon is sacked by Elijah
So let's see where that goes back to the 28. So it's
at the 28. It's
third and 17. Maryville in the negative yardage right now. Hasn't made too many adjustments. They're going to get their feel for this defense. Back to pass, Maryville. Plenty of time. He's going to run right up the middle. And getting to the 40-yard line is Caden Harden. And it'll be fourth down and about 6.
Ball is at the 40, fourth down 5. And the punt for Maryville.
So Maryville will punt. Hubs, and then back deep for LaGrange is Brandon Williams. He'll set up around his 15 or 20. Hubs with a nice punt. Last time punting against the wind. Wind probably about 5 or 6 miles an hour, maybe more. And this one's off the side of his foot. Hits at the 32-yard line. Basically just bounces right there, maybe 33. So decent field position for the LaGrange Panthers, and Maryville with a nice punt.
At the 32, that's where LaGrange takes over first and 10.
So it'll be first and 10 LaGrange. LaGrange leading Maryville 7-0 at the 6:11 mark first period. Perkins under center. Little option to Scott, and Scott runs into his own man, but a great defensive play over there. Let's get that number. I believe that was linebacker. Bo Herring kind of busted that up. Nice play by Bo. 3-yard loss. 3 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the left. Perkins going to look over the defense. He'll go back to pass. So this little swing pass out here.
Perkins' pass is complete.
And out comes number 10 for Maryville. Jamal Ware got in the face of one of their players, and
Along with Kalen Davis.
if the referee would have seen it, probably would have got a 15-yard penalty. It's third down and 10. Back to pass. Perkins with the high snap. He'll roll. Throw this ball, and it's almost intercepted. It was tipped first by Grant Agnew. And
Perkins' pass is incomplete. Broken up.
so it'll be fourth down. Maryville holds. And that was a good defensive series for Maryville as they adjusted this time to what was going on with
LaGrange, number 37, Jonathan
whatever the Panthers were doing.
for Maryville, number 1.
Back deep is Pierre Watkins. Getting ready to punt for LaGrange will be Jonathan Wizenet. And it's a fake punt. And down the sideline goes the tailback, number 8, Brandon Scott.
Brendan Scott carries
And that's a first down, but we've got a flag on the play.
Maryville's Stephen Green. There is a flag on the play.
And it's away from the play. I'm not sure what it is. Now, normally in a punt coverage, you have somebody spying on that up man.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the offense. Number 2, 15-yard penalty.
So it's still a first down. But what I was saying, it's a personal foul against LaGrange. It's going to move it back to the 50-yard line probably. But unfortunately for Maryville, you usually have somebody spying on those blockers in front of the punter. And this time that did not happen. LaGrange pulling out all the stops. Maryville had stopped them. And now the defense goes back out on the field. It's kind of a cool day here. It's about 65 degrees, maybe a little bit. Going to warm up supposedly to 70, 75 today. 1st and 10 for LaGrange. Perkins going to fake the handoff, then throw the pass, and it's complete. And that's going to be a first down, a gain of about 14 yards. And they're going to hurry up, and it's going to go to the tailback. And that's number 10 getting some good yards. And he fumbles, picked up by Maryville. And it was recovered by number 24 for Maryville, Hayden Tanner. And now we have a flag on the sidelines. LaGrange players and Maryville players kind of come, but LaGrange all day or several plays after the play taunting Maryville. Over there was pointing in the face of the Maryville players. We're not sure what we're going to get here. You got a flag on the sideline and a flag out on the field. But Maryville did get the interception. And LaGrange interception prone or turnover prone. Let's look on interception. They had lost 7 interceptions up to that point. Let's see if the officials sort this thing out. I'm pretty sure it's a turnover, but we'll see. Didn't see the flag prior to the interception. So you got 2 flags, one on the 35, and you got one on the sideline at about the 30. So holding by LaGrange and then unsportsmanlike conduct by LaGrange. That's going to go 15 yards. Should anyway. Personal foul puts Maryville at the 40-yard line. So, unsportsmanlike conduct. So Maryville with a turnover, or gets the turnover, the interception. I believe it was a fumble. I'll take that back. That was a fumble. So Maryville right back on offense. Pretty good field position. Now they can get on the move. 4:10 left to go. Maryville down 7-0. We have an official timeout. Their coach is out on the field, and that's a no-no. But they're going to go talk to him anyway. Official still talking to their coach. He's going to wait for the officials to uncover whatever the LaGrange coach is upset about. Or whatever it was, it's to no avail. Usually you don't win those arguments. Maryville 1st and 10 with 4:10 left to go, down 7-0 to LaGrange in this USA South Conference game. Stack in the box with 7. And it's Bunch, and they're just going to key on Bunch, and it's probably the best defensive strategy you can have. And dares Maryville to throw as they're covering the defenders pretty much one-on-one. 1 yard gain. Harden, the handoff to Bunch. Bunch is going to squirt through and just get a couple to the 48-yard line. It'll be still going to be 3rd and 7 with 3:22 left to go. You can see that LaGrange is committed to that run. If you check right around the ball carrier, you'll see 4 men on the line, 3 guys back, and then the 4 deep people, 2 corners, and a safety. 3rd down and 7. Stewart in motion. And they're going to hand off to Bunch. Bunch is going to not going to get the first down as he gets to about the 48-yard line. This will be 4th and 2. And I would suspect they might want to go for this here or draw them off sides anyway. 4th and 2. So Maryville gambling early. This is 10 on the play clock. And he throws the ball out of bounds. A couple of the players on the Maryville side just kind of shaking their heads as somebody got in there real quick. 1st and 10 for LaGrange at the Maryville 47. 1:59 left to go in this first period. 7-0 LaGrange in this USA South Conference game. Maryville coming into this game after a big win at homecoming last week. They're 1-5. LaGrange 3-3, and now officials with a whistle. Requesting a new ball. 2 tailbacks this time for LaGrange. Check those numbers in a second. I assume one is Scott. Ball goes to Scott, and Scott's going to get just a couple. Gets 2, so it's going to be 2nd and 8. That other tailback in there was Case Giles, kind of an H-back. So now you've got also back there number 10, Jamie Sellers. LaGrange reacting to the good pass rush. And almost intercepted there by Maryville, and that was Simeon Watson. 3rd down and 8. Good defense by Maryville. Cam Perkins, the quarterback for LaGrange. Quick release, strong arm. Good defense that time by Simeon Watson, the senior from Benton, Arkansas. 3rd down and 3 with 1:18 left to go. First period, Maryville down 7-0. Perkins back to pass. Here comes the rush. Going to throw this downfield, and he throws it out of bounds. Good rush by Maryville. The rush was the pressure came by Ja'Cory Jackson and Ronald Eccles. 4th and 8. So after the fake punt last time, LaGrange got down to about the 30, and then it was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And LaGrange couldn't make anything happen. There goes the punt. And the punter's going to run again. That's 2 in a row. And we got a flag downfield here. See what the flag is. A sideline warning was the call. So two times in a row, the punters have run. One was a short snap to the up back, and the second one was the punter running. So Maryville has a hole there that somebody's got to fill. You always spy on the punter and the up backs, and somebody's didn't get the message during the week of the practice. So 1st and 10, defense stays out there for Maryville. 50 seconds left to go. Perkins going to go back to pass, and he's going to be sacked. And now we have a penalty. Ja'Cory Jackson.
There is a flag on the play.
See what the call is by the officials.
Personal foul, face mask, 94. 15-yard penalty, first down.
They said Ja'Cory Jackson got him by the face mask, and certainly did not see that from here. And especially not a flagrant 15-yard penalty. Official's going to reset the clock.
1st and 10 for LaGrange at the 28.
And they'll hand off to Scott. Scott with some decent yardage and still getting yardage inside the 20-yard line. Hurry up offense by LaGrange.
Brendan Scott carries the ball. Hayden Tanner and Nico Starcher combine on the tackle.
And they'll hand it off to Scott again. Right up the middle, and he's going to get great yardage. They've got Maryville on their heels. Maryville needs to get set. And that's the end of the first quarter with LaGrange threatening Maryville. They're up over Maryville 7-0. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. Welcome back as we start the second quarter here at Maryville. LaGrange from LaGrange, Georgia, leading the Fighting Scots 7-0 as we start the second quarter. They are threatening. They are at the 7-yard line of Maryville, and Maryville's made some miscues. This drive started after a punt, fake punt. The punter ran the ball, and Maryville could not stop the punter from getting the first down. Prior to that, the drive before that, the up back ran the ball for a first down. So Maryville's got some work to do here to try to stop them. LaGrange from the 7, going to hand the ball off to Scott. Scott's going to get down to the 5, and he's driven back. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 5.
Tackle made by Bo Perry. Ball is at the 5, 2nd and goal.
Bo Herring on the tackle. In the backfield, it's Brandon Scott. From the shotgun, it'll be Perkins. Gonna look to pass the ball. Going to throw this ball outside. Incomplete. Maryville has some really good push on that. Perkins really had to throw. Really didn't have much of a chance as he tried to hit Benjamin. They're picking on Simeon Watson over there, and Simeon Watson, just because he's 5'7", probably, he's probably one of the best defenders in the league. The idea would be send the 6'1" Benjamin out there to guard against or catch the ball against a smaller defender. Problem is you need to throw the ball up high, not into the ground. And that ball's knocked away again by Simeon Watson. Good job by Simeon Watson. Fourth and goal at the 5. The holder is Linnell. He's a freshman quarterback. Extra point, make that field goal attempt is good, so it's 10-0. So the fake punt yields 3 points for Maryville, but good job on defense that time by 17, Simeon Watson. Simeon Watson, a senior deep back, listed as 5'7", 160 from Benton, Arkansas. Stats, nothing to speak of for Maryville on offense. The Maryville offense has generated 11 yards, total yards on 10 plays. LaGrange 117 yards on 22 plays. So Maryville has yet to get their offense going, and they need to get it going now. It's 10-7. Good job, though, by the defense of Maryville that time to hold him to 3, especially Simeon Watson. Let's see if Maryville can get a good run back here. And this is going to be a kick down to the 6-yard line. Maryville with the ball. Down the sideline and then out of bounds. Good run back by Maryville. That was Connor Chandler. There's a flag on the play. And it's against LaGrange. So Maryville will not take that penalty. Well, they do assess that penalty. Ball on the 44-yard line of Maryville, their best field position of the day.
After the penalty, it's 1st and 10 at the 44.
Trevor Thomas in at quarterback. Gentry was in motion. That's Gentry. No, that's, and we've got a whistle. It's Connor Chandler.
Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So Maryville with a penalty.
After the penalty, it's
It falls down, so it's 1st and 15 now. Trevor Thomas. To Chandler. And Chandler's going to get himself about a yard or 2. Chandler looks like he's got quite a bit of speed there from Rome, Georgia.
Randy Fillingham makes the tackle at the 41. 2nd down, 13 to go.
Thomas, the quarterback, going to look to the sidelines. I believe I said this last week, but Chandler and Thomas played together in high school. And here comes the rush. And breaking free is Maryville's quarterback, and he'll get out of bounds, and he'll get close to the first down. Good run by Thomas. It'll be third down and let's call it 2 at the 48. Good gain by Thomas. Like the fact that he turned upfield instead of stepping out of bounds. Got himself an extra 6 or 7 yards. Three wideouts right, 2 left. Back to pass, looking, quick pass to the outside, and it's complete to Pierre Watkins. First down for Maryville. Nice pass. Probably the toughest pass to throw, that out pattern. But that's a good pass, and it's a timing pattern, and that's how you get some yardage. Tillery in motion. Tillery going to get the handoff. Going to cut up the field, and he's going to get about a yard. Tillery, a freshman from Maryville, Tennessee. He's a junior, excuse me. Second down 10. Maryville down 10-0 to LaGrange at the 12:05 mark here. Left to go in the half. Thomas. Hand the ball off and cutting it up the middle and getting some good yardages. Andrew, make that Chandler. So Chandler gets down to the, looks like 36. Be third and 4. Chandler will reset. Thomas to the sideline looking for the play to be called in. LaGrange calls a timeout right before the play. So Thomas comes in and a whole crew of receivers and gets the offense moving. $11:16 left to go in this second quarter. I like the speed that Connor Chandler brings and the energy of Thomas and those guys having played together. You see a little bit of communication going. Tillery, the tailback, played at Maryville High School right here on a couple of state championship teams. He'll come out. And in goes Jacob Bunch. Play clock down to 15. H-back or tight end over on the right side is Maryville, and it's Bunch with some good running room, and Bunch gets to the 30. I'm noticing a lot of after play, elbows in the chest and knees in the side by LaGrange. They don't need to be doing that. First and 10 by Bunch. Thomas will look to the sideline. Snap on the, throw this ball downfield, and it is going to be incomplete. Defended by Joshua Rivers. Wide out to the far side for Maryville. Drew Blair. And off to Bunch. Bunch to the outside, cuts it upfield. He'll get to the 34-yard line. Make that 26-yard line of LaGrange. It'll be third down. 10:27 left to go. Maryville starting to open up the offense a bit. Under the leadership of Trevor Thomas. Maryville had 11 net yards prior to this drive. Little swing pass to the outside, and it's Thomas up the middle, breaks the tackle, cuts left, inside the 5. And now Maryville's going to get a flag for a late hit. Although it wasn't a late hit, let's see what it's. It was not a late hit. The whistle had not blown. See what they call it. Unnecessary hit by Maryville, but nevertheless, it was not late.
After the play, personal foul, 13. But that remains one.
We'll move back. Maryville 15, personal foul. I'm not sure why they called that play. It was a clean hit. They didn't call it a late hit. They called it a personal foul. So the really good run by Trevor Thomas is negated by the personal foul.
After the penalty, it's first down, 10 to go at the 20.
First and 10 at the 24. So that's about where they started before the play. To Bunch right up the middle. Bunch pounds it through. Bunch's going to get across the 15-yard line. And that's going to be probably a first down or darn close to it. Maryville with the hurry-up offense. It goes to Bunch right up the middle. Bunch going to get himself 4 or 5 yards. Down to the 6. So Maryville taking a little bit of out of the playbook of LaGrange with a hurry-up. Yeah, the player came in late. That'll give 5-yard penalty to Maryville. So it'll be first and 10 at the 10. It'll be first and goal at the 9. First and goal at the 9. 9:14 left to go. Anthony Moore in it. And now the officials. The pace of this game being really disrupted by the officials. Trevor Thomas getting ready to set the offense in motion. 2 wideouts left. This Bunch kicks it to the outside, to the 5, skirts it outside to the sideline. Touchdown, Maryville, and there are no flags yet. So good drive generated that time by the Maryville offense, and the extra point going to come by Hubs. It's 10-6, 8:42 left to go. Good drive by Maryville that time, even with the 15-yard penalty. With the wind, it'll be Hubs. Extra point, good. and it's 10-7 at the 8:42 mark. Good drive by Maryville that time. Maryville had 11 yards up until that time, and now they're at 77 yards. So that was a 56-yard drive, 11 plays. Took 5 minutes, 22 seconds off the clock. Maryville back in it at 10-7. Some trickery coming out of the box by LaGrange, a fast no-huddle offense. Two punt where they were going to punt. They centered one to an up back who got a first down. Then the punter saw nobody was covering the outside, and the punter for LaGrange ran for a first down. With all that, Maryville only down by 3, 10-7. Like the energy of that offensive group that went in there. Little rain starting to sprinkle down. Kind of wind blowing it through here. And the ball off the tee. Brendan Williams back deep. Along with Zach Mason, and trying to get those numbers correct. They're small. And here goes this kick, and it's going to sail to the left. Going to come down at the 5-yard line. And getting knocked out of bounds at about the 30, maybe just past the 30, was Williams. Nice run of 30 yards on the return. So Maryville defense takes over. Maryville forced 3 punts so far by LaGrange. Unfortunately, 2 of those on 4th down, LaGrange ran it for a first down on fake punts. Looks like we got a new quarterback in there. Caleb Spears in at quarterback now. Going to go back to pass, little swing pass to the outside. And going to get a yard or so. Little swing pass out here to Case Giles. Ware on the tackle, also in the tackle, Jamal Herring and Kyle Riddle. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Spear with the Scott in the backfield. Little quick pass to the outside, and it's incomplete.
Spears' pass is incomplete, intended for Tyler Benjamin, defended by O'Bailey.
Spear, up to this point, was 2 of 7. So I don't know if their quarterback's hurt or they're trying to get him some room, but Spear, the new quarterback, it'll be 3rd down and 9. That pass off the mark. Little pass to the outside. 3rd and 9. Spear looking over the offense. Going to send a man in motion. Throw this ball downfield. It's going to be intercepted by Maryville as the quarterback Spear was hit. And down the sideline goes Maryville. Hayden Tanner. And I couldn't see who made the tackle on the quarterback, but the quarterback was hit. And I believe it was number 93 for Maryville, Brandon Lurie, with a great hit on the quarterback to force it. Lurie, a defensive lineman from Kingston, Tennessee, right up the road here, 6'1", 225, caused that interception. And the man who made the interception again was Hayden Tanner. So Maryville with good field position inside the 30-yard line of LaGrange. 7:37 left to go. first half. And Maryville with the little run up the middle and getting down to almost the 20-yard line is going to be, looked like Kennell Jackson, Chris Hawkins with a good run. Ball at the 21, 2nd and 3. Maryville looking like Maryville right now on offense and defense. Maximum effort on every play. Harbin back in there for Maryville. Harbin going to take off, and Harbin going to get maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback Caden Harbin carries the ball. Aaron Bell makes the tackle. Ball is at the 21.
It's a different offense with Harbin running the ball, or Harbin than Trevor Thomas. It's kind of different styles. With Harbin in there, they seem to be straight ahead, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. And with Trevor Thomas in there seems to be lots of speeds and some side-to-side action. And out to the outside and down the sideline to the 15. Be first down for Chris Hawkins. Hawkins, a freshman running back, 5'10", 165, from Jefferson City High School up in Dandridge, Tennessee. 1st and 10 for Maryville. And I'm looking at the defense of LaGrange and a couple hands on the hips. Bunch back in there at tailback. Stewart shifts from left to right. To Bunch. Bunch going to go up the middle to the 5. Touchdown, Bunch, right off right tackle. A great block on the right side by Davian Montgomery, the senior from Spring, Texas. That was one heck of a block over there on the right side by Maryville. JT Middleton, Keem Patterson. Wrong team. Get that on the right side. It would have been, as I said, Davian Montgomery and Ronald Villalobos. Extra point up, good, and it's Maryville 14 and LaGrange 10. So Maryville's offense come to life. Maximum effort. And the defense did its job. Temperature about 70 here. It's supposed to get up to about 75.
Kicking off for Maryville, number 45, Trey Hampton.
Hampton getting ready to kick off for Maryville.
22, James Monroe, and number 35, Brendan Williams.
Williams and Hampton back deep for LaGrange. And you've got that wind now coming across the field. You're supposed to get maybe 15 to 20 mile an hour wind and maybe some bigger gusts. You look at the flags, you can see the gusts coming through. So it's going to get windy. And as papers go flying up here. So we're going to have a holder here now. And this one's going to sail down to about the 10-yard line, and it's a fumble and knocked down at the 16-yard line. Good hustle down there. First by Jamal Ware. Tillery with the tackle. Ball will be at the 17-yard line. Let's see what LaGrange does now with the offense. The quarterback they're going to use. And back in goes Cam Perkins. 5:50 left to go. Second period, Maryville up 14-10. Little handoff on the pitch to the outside. And getting maybe a yard or two will be the scat back, Taryn Westbrook. About a yard gain, 2nd and 9. So the ball will be at the 19-yard line.
Correction, gain of 2, 2nd and 8 at the 19.
Second down and 8, they 1.5. And they're going to throw this ball to the outside. And the ball was intended for David Bards, and Bards was blocking the Maryville defender, Michael Bailey. Not in there right now for Maryville is Simeon Watson. I believe his replacement is Brandon Cloyd. If I'm correct looking at it over sideline. It's hard to see the numbers again. 3rd and 8. Scott looking over the offense. Scott's going to throw to the right side, going to look over the middle, throws down inside. And it's great defense there by Nico Starcher, the sophomore linebacker. 4th down and 4.
4th down 3.
So kicking the ball for the LaGrange Panthers will be Cameron Orr. Pierre Watkins back deep, standing on about the 25. Now Orr will be punting against the wind. He'll snap, and he'll kick, and it goes to the sidelines, and that's not a long kick, and it goes out of bounds about the 45-yard line of Maryville. Well, they call it the 42-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, so Maryville gets some pretty good field position. Back in the game at quarterback is Caden Arbin. Maryville up 14-10 with 4:16 left to go in the second quarter. Last 2 drives by Maryville resulted in 14 points. Harbin all by himself in the backfield. Now he's going to get Chandler to set up to the right side. Goes to Chandler to the outside. Chandler's going to go back the other way. Chandler's going to get himself into trouble back there, loses about 10.
Hunter Chandler carries the ball.
Pretty good defense over there, coming right up the middle for the LaGrange Panthers was Reginald Phillips. 8-yard loss. Sometimes when you get in a position like that, you just need to get down on the ground. Easy to say when you're not running the ball yourself. Ball incomplete and a pass right into the hands of Brian Tillery.
Harbin's pass is incomplete, intended for Brian Tillery. 3rd down 18 at the 33.
3rd and 18, back to 33. 3:20 left to go, make it 3:24 left to go. Maryville up 14-10. Trevin Thrower in the game for Maryville now at tailback. Maryville's going to put 3 wideouts on the left side, 1 on the right. 1 man in motion is Gentry. He'll set up on the other side. Back to pass. They're going to roll. It's caught, but he's out of bounds. Let's see. Now this official comes in and says he was out of bounds.
You cannot overturn that. You cannot overturn that. You tell him, side judge.
Now they're going to go back to the lead official. The man closest to the play called it inbounds. The referee, or the official on the back judge, so to speak, called him out of bounds. He was farthest from the play. I could not see because of the sidelines. If it's complete, it's a first down. And it is a first down for Maryville, and a great catch over there, and a great pass by Maryville. Chandler made the catch. So 1st and 10. They had a 2nd and 18. And now their coach is back out on the field. I believe Maryville only had 10 men on the field.
Kevin Thrower carries the ball. Shaney Sellers makes the tackle. At the 39, loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13. So Maryville trying to hurry up. Kind of didn't quite take advantage of the situation. 2:27 left to go in this half. First half, Maryville up 14-10. Little play flake down the field. The pass is going to be incomplete to Pierre Watkins. Broken up by Jordan Turner. 3rd down 13. Maryville certainly would like to get some points out of this. Both Maryville quarterbacks have looked sharp throwing the ball today. That pass was on the money. Bunch in the backfield for Maryville. Back to pass, Harden looking. Little screen pass and to Bunch, and that's going to be broken up. Well defended by LaGrange. Man coming in there to kind of break that little play up was Matthew Turner, the senior linebacker. It's 4th down. Going back to punt for Maryville will be Ian Hubbs. 15 on the play clock. And LaGrange not sending anybody back. It's going to be a pooch kick to the right side, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Good job by Mr. Hubbs. Right at the 9.
Hubbs' punt goes out of bounds at the 9. That's where LaGrange takes over, 1st and 10.
So 1:22 left to go. There's only one timeout left for LaGrange before half ends. New quarterback in there again Oh, this will be Cam Perkins, the same quarterback. Going to hand it right up the middle, skirting to the outside and getting hit after a few yards gain was Brandon Scott.
Brendan Scott carries the ball.
So Maryville should got 3 timeouts. Would think they'd want to take them.
The 14. Second and 5.
And now Maryville takes a timeout. This way they get the ball back. They may have an opportunity to score some points. Maryville came out very, very sluggish, both on offense and defense. And then I think what picked them up was that first touchdown, kind of engineered by Trevor Thomas. And that kind of got everybody excited and a little jolt of energy. Maryville has 5 first downs, LaGrange 7. Maryville on third down 3 of 6. LaGrange on fourth down 3 for 3. Second down and 10. Make it 5. Back to pass. Going to throw this ball downfield, and it's caught. Out to the 15. Perkins, what a good strong arm. Maryville has to hurry up. Perkins getting ready. Going to hand the ball off. And into the mesh goes the tailbacks, Brendan Scott. 45 seconds left to go. Second and 6. Maryville with a 4-man rush only. And that ball's caught at the 46-yard line and getting out of bounds to stop the clock. Watkins back in there for Maryville. Number 17, Simeon Watson. Cam Perkins trying to get, and that's going to be illegal motion or illegal procedure against LaGrange. That'll set them back 5. Whole line backed. Can't just blame number 62. So the ball goes back 5 to the 41-yard line. First and 15 with 33 seconds left to go in this half. Maryville up 14-10. Perkins back to pass. Not much of a rush. And the ball is incomplete. Good coverage over there by Maryville. That was Kalen Davis, the junior from 5'11", the junior from Marietta, Georgia, 5'11", 116. Second and 15, 27 seconds left to go. Here we're going to put a 3-man rush on, put everybody in coverage. And it's good. And it's caught by LaGrange. A stranger play you won't seen. Maryville had the interception and bobbled it, and the ball bounced into the hands of LaGrange. So it'll be fourth down with 7 seconds left to go. Maryville had the interception, and the ball kept bouncing around. Was not controlled by the Maryville player, still in the air, picked out of the air by the LaGrange player, and it's a third down and 5. Last time out called by LaGrange, 7 seconds left. It'll be halftime, 7 seconds left before halftime. We'll go over the stats at halftime. Maryville's next game will be at Averett. Be 1 o'clock. That's next week. So look for a Hail Mary type play. And Brandon Scott, Cam Perkins has an arm. Throw it deep downfield, and it is incomplete. So that's the halftime. Maryville goes into the halftime leading by 4. It's 14-10. And we'll be back after a few minutes. But before we do that, let's thank our partners for the season. Our sponsors, their key sponsors are Blunt Partnership, Kenjo Markets, Go Tees, Premier Transportation, LeConte Wealth Management, Airport Hilton, and Firehouse Subs. Please support these local businesses and thank them for making Blount County and the Maryville community a special place for all Maryville College, for its staff and administration, and of course, the students. We'll be back. Hey, what's going on? Heard you guys had a decent scrimmage the other day. It's about time. Get rid of that old coach. You got. I'll tell Randy I said that. I'm fine. I'm ready to go. I'm going to probably go up to see you guys beating them Tennessee State. Okay, that's what I'm ready for. Let's go.
Your audio's still on. I'm going to turn your field mic down. You're good.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready to come out of halftime here at Maryville College. Maryville leads LaGrange 14-10. Some quick stats. LaGrange 9 first downs, Maryville 8. Maryville got 2 passing, 6 rushing. LaGrange 5 passing and 4 rushing. And 2 of those 4 rushing penalties were on a punter's run. So Maryville 5 of 9 on third down. LaGrange 3 of 10. LaGrange has gone for a first down on fourth down 3 times and gotten 3 first downs. Maryville has run only 31 plays. LaGrange 42. Maryville 130 yards total. LaGrange 203. Maryville has 38 yards passing. LaGrange 101. Maryville is 4 of 9. LaGrange 11 of 24. Net yards per pass play. Maryville 4.2. LaGrange 4.2. Each team has recorded a sack for 8 yards. LaGrange has had 1 pass intercepted. They have 18 rushing attempts for an average of 5.7 yards per rush. Maryville 22 rushing attempts for 4.2 yards per rush. Maryville 3 penalties. It's got it as 102 yards. I question that. LaGrange 1 penalty, 35 yards. Oh, that's punts, not penalties. I'm sorry. Maryville punted 3 times for 102 yards. LaGrange 1 punt for 35. Maryville averaging 34 yards. LaGrange 5. Time of possession, LaGrange has had the ball 12 minutes, 53 seconds. Maryville 17:07. And Maryville has 4 penalties, 40 yards. LaGrange 6 for 72. Some statistics for Maryville. Caden Harbin, 3 of 6 for 32 yards. No touchdowns. Trevor Thomas, 1 of 3 for 6 yards. Rushing, Jacob Bunch, 10 for 68. Chris Hawkins, 2 for 13. And 2 touchdowns, both of them by Jacob Bunch. Maryville will kick off with the wind at their backs as we start this quarter. The scoring drives, LaGrange scored with scored the first on a 7-yard touchdown pass to Brendan Scott. Alex Rivera kicked a 22-yard field goal for LaGrange. It was 10-0. Maryville comes back with a 9-yard run by Bunch, making it 10-7. And Bunch with a 15-yard run, making it 14-10. And we start the second half with Maryville kicking off to LaGrange. And it's going to sail down to about the 10-yard line. Picked up by Williams. Williams to the outside. And Williams breaks a tackle, and he's going to get across the 30. And they've run that same basic setup on the kick return from right to left every time. So let's see what adjustments either team has made. LaGrange will start 1st and 10 at the Maryville 34. They'll start out with Cam Perkins in the backfield at quarterback and Brandon Scott as the tailback. Maryville with a 5-man front on defense. And still getting through for some tough yards is Brandon Scott. Good push by the LaGrange offensive line and good push back by the defense of Maryville. They say Corey Jackson made the tackle. 2nd down, and let's call it 8.
Ball is at the 37. 2nd down, 7 yards to go.
1 tailback, 1 H-back. And they're going to run it into the mesh again, and this time maybe a yard to the 38.
Brendan Scott carries the ball. Ronald Eccles
Eccles on the tackle.
On the tackle at the 38. Third down, 6.
Maybe 2 yards on that. 13:50 left to go. Third quarter, Maryville up 14-10. 3rd and 6 for LaGrange on their opening drive. LaGrange usually with some quick passes. It's going to be a quarterback draw, and he'll get the first down. He'll get out to the
Quarterback Cam Perkins
49.
Hayden Tanner makes the tackle at the 49. First and 10, LaGrange.
First down for LaGrange. Lynn Spivey, the center, directing traffic for the offense. And quarterback pulls the ball out. And good job on defense over there by Maryville's Jeremy Hardnett. A good defensive play.
Pass complete to Taryn Westbrook. Jeremy Hardnett with the tackle.
No gain. Hardnett made that tackle with a blocker in his face. 2nd and 10. And churning his way for some very, very good yardage is LaGrange's Jamie Sellers.
Jamie Sellers carries the ball.
Good gain on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd and short.
Gain is to the 44. It's 3rd down.
Can open up your playbook on this situation. 3rd and 3. Not getting the first down. Maybe 2 yards short. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Brendan Scott carries the ball.
And they're going to go for it.
And Trent Cumbie combine on the tackle at the 42. 4th and 1.
Well, it's 4th and, let's call it, it's almost 2. It's like a quarterback run here. And is Maryville going to stop him? Yes, they do. Maryville stops him, and coming in on the initial tackle for Maryville was Bo Herring. So after going 3 for 3 on 4th down conversion, on the 4th attempt, Maryville stops them. Maryville gets pretty good field position, and they'll start on their own 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Quarterback will be Trevor Thomas. Jacob Bunch back in there. (14-10), Maryville leading, 11-13 in the 3rd quarter. Back to pass, right over the middle to the tight end. And Harry Stewart gets inside LaGrange territory down to the 42-yard line. Yeah, they've let him go pretty much all the way by himself and not covered him, and that time they got burned. 1st and 10 inside LaGrange territory. Center for Maryville is Jace Britton, a freshman from Cherryville, North Carolina. Maryville's going to send Ogle in motion, hands the ball off to Bunch. He'll go through that mesh, and he's going to get himself at least 5 yards.
Jacob Bunch carries the ball. Brandon Ray makes the tackle at the 37.
2nd and 5.
5 yards to go.
Ogle in motion again. Bunch right up the gut and breaks a tackle to the 30, to the 20. And he'll get down inside the 10-yard line. And a touchdown saving tackle made by Peyton Haynes. Peyton Haynes went to Mount Juliet, Tennessee, or is from Mount Juliet. Went to Tusculum first. And then here. So first and goal for Maryville at the 8-yard line. Again, Ogle in motion. Bunch to the outside, to the 5, and dives out and gets down to about the 1. Maryville's going to send in Anthony Moeller, 6'3", 235. He'll probably set up at H-back. 20 on the play clock, 9:15 on the game clock. Maryville leading 14-10. Snap, and it's going to be Bunch. He'll bounce to the outside, and Bunch gets in for the touchdown. Maryville scores on an opening possession. Bunch now approaching 100 yards. Boy, it took a while, whole quarter for Maryville to get going, but they've seemed to got it all solved. Ogle holding. Hubbs with the extra point. That one sails through the upright. Good. Maryville leads 21-10 over LaGrange with 8:52 left to go in this third quarter. And we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Maryville opens up the second half with a defensive stop of LaGrange, and then Maryville goes on a we'll wait for that drive to come up. I believe it was 50 or so yards. Maryville getting ready to kick off. We'll have some stats for you in a second. This little pooch kick, and this is going to come down to about the 30-yard line. And out to about the 35, 36. Belk with the field kick, the little pooch kick. So Maryville goes back on defense, leading in this game 21-10. Perkins with the high snap, a little swing pass out to Scott, and Scott some good yardage on that swing pass.
Brendan Scott carries the ball. Brandon Lurie and Taylor Thomas.
Got a Maryville player down on the field. I'd like to thank our sponsors again, everybody. These are the sponsors for this athletic year, 2019-2020. It'll be Blunt Partnership, Kenjo Markets, Go Tees, Premier Transportation, LeConte Wealth Management, Airport Hilton, and Firehouse Subs. Please support these local businesses, everybody, and ask them to take care and ask them to make this a special place for Maryville, its staff, its administration, and, of course, its students. And getting up a little gingerly is for Maryville is Hayden Tanner. To CAK, Tanner did. It's the Christian Academy of Knoxville. Sophomore defensive back, 6'1", 195. Looks like a shoulder, an elbow, or a left hand. So back to the action, and we hope he's going to be well. 2nd down and 3. Again, a little swing pass coming outside and not getting much yardage, maybe a yard after the initial hit. The swing pass was Taryn Dixon. It's going to be, again, 3rd down and 3.
At the 42, 3rd down 3.
Wind has pretty much died down on the field here. 2 setbacks. Dixon and Scott behind quarterback Perkins. Going to hand it off to Scott. Scott breaks it to the outside, and Scott's going nowhere.
Brendan Scott carries the ball. Brandon Lurie makes the tackle.
Tackle made by Brandon Lurie, but
Ball is at the 41, 4th down.
good play for Maryville, a yard loss. 21-10 your score. Maryville up with 7:22 left to go. Maryville, after giving up 10 points, scores 21 unanswered points. Back deep for Maryville will be Pierre Watkins.
Sellers to punt.
Sellers with the end over end and takes a bounce at Maryville's way and going to be down at the 28 or 29 where it'll be 1st and 10 for Maryville. Quarterback going in is Trevor Thomas.
Sellers punt is down at the 30. That's where Maryville College takes over 1st and 10.
Cody Estep back there at tailback. Maryville going to suck up some clock. Wide out to this side for Maryville. It's TJ Coleman. Thomas on a designed run, going to turn it upfield, and Thomas is going to get himself a good 5 yards.
Carries the ball.
That brings a new dimension to an offense. When a defense has a quarterback that can run as well as pass, you have to account for him on every play.
2nd down 4.
And when you make it that effective as Thomas did that time, makes things tough for the defense. Skirting the outside and ducking a tackle and then turning it upfield for a couple of yards is Brandon Scott. Connor Chandler. It's 3rd down and 4. That's the kind of plays that get defensive tired. 2-3 of the LaGrange players with their hands on the hips. Send Chandler in motion. And the blitz gets Maryville that time. Randy Fillingame coming through. So Maryville has to punt for the 3rd time today, or is that 4th time today? Some reason we're not getting our stats on the Wi-Fi. That's a good punt by Maryville. Going to hit and take a big Maryville roll down inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line.
And Hotspot is down at the 23. That's where LaGrange will take over, 1st and 10.
40-plus yard punt that time. Maryville on defense, and this goes right up the gut to Brendan Scott. Hurry up offense now by LaGrange. He'll go back to pass, and we've got a flag. And as a false start on LaGrange. Be second down next week. Maryville heads to Averett, play the currently the undefeated Averett Cougars in the conference. Perkins is going to get sacked in the backfield.
Quarterback Cam Perkins is sacked by Ja'Cory Jackson and Ronald Eccles.
Ronald Eccles and Ja'Cory Jackson on the tackle. That's a big loss, third down and 18 yards to go. Perkins looking to pass, and he gets hit as he throws the ball, and it is going to be incomplete, and I'm telling you that was close to being a reception. Tyler Benjamin just couldn't hang on to the ball.
This is incomplete, intended for Tyler Benjamin. He was rushed by Ja'Cory Jackson.
So the
4th down.
LaGrange Panthers have to punt.
Jonathan Wisenen.
Back deep will be Perry Watkins. He'll be on about the 30-yard line, the Maryville 30. It's going to be a kind of a short punt, and it takes a right-hand turn. Going to roll down to the 45 of Maryville. Maryville will start their second possession this half with pretty good field position.
College takes over, 1st and 10.
Maryville will start with quarterback Caden Harbin. Maryville sends out Larson, Harris, Britton, Villalobos, and Montgomery for the offensive line. Harden sends Chandler in motion. Little backside screen. And they're going to get about a yard or two. Brian Tillery with the reception.
Perkins pass complete to Brian Tillery.
Good defense over there by
47 and
LaGrange that time by Jamie Sellers and Randy Fillingame. Called his name a few times. 2nd and 8 with 3:30 left to go in the third quarter. Maryville up 21-10. In motion is Maryville, and it is bunched to the 50 and just tripped up by a good hustle there by Randy Fillingame. Fillingame, we've called his name a freshman linebacker. 5'7", 190 from Bainbridge, Georgia. Went to Bainbridge High School. And it's bunch again, same play. And a big hit that time by
carries the ball.
Reginald Phillips, a freshman defensive lineman, 5'11", 225.
1st and 10.
First down for Maryville with 2:40 left to go in this third period. Maryville up 21-10. New tailback in for Maryville. Cody Eastep. Eastep went to to Grace Christian Academy here in Knoxville. Just up the road. And it's E-Step with a couple of yards. Behind the block by Devian Montgomery. Montgomery from Spring, Texas. In the game also for Maryville is Rodney Murray, playing the tight end on the far side of the line there. Second down and 7. Make it 8. And again, the tailback getting some running is Cody E-Step, the freshman.
Cody E-Step carries the ball.
1:20 left to go, third period.
At the 40, it's third down 7.
Lots of confusion, it appears at times, in the setup by the defense of LaGrange. Back to pass. And timing pattern incomplete. They tried to get the ball to Brian Tillery. Fourth down, Maryville staying in. Now they'll send in the punt team. Ian Hubbs getting ready to punt. Punt from Matanzas High School, Palm Coast, Florida. Back deep is Jordan Turner. It's a high punt. And he'll catch that ball at the 16. So Hubbs, Ian Hubbs puts his foot into the ball and puts it inside the 20 where the fair catch is made. Be first and 10 at the 16. 51 seconds left to go, third period. Maryville up 21-10. Perkins play being called in from the sideline again. Tailback is Scott. 2 wideouts right, 1 left. Handed off to Scott into the mesh, and maybe a yard gain.
Brendan Scott carries the ball. Brandon Lurie and Colby Madison on the tackle. At the 18, it's
second down 9. At the 18-yard line, LaGrange trying to get something going. Little pitch out to the tailback, and he's going to get 4 or 5 yards. He's going to get down to the he's 3rd and 7, I believe. 3rd and 3. Little option play. 7 seconds left. And this play will not get off. It'll start the fourth quarter. We end the third quarter here at Maryville. 21-10, Maryville leading over LaGrange in this USA South Conference game. And no scoring in that third quarter. The initial quarter, LaGrange scored twice, a touchdown and a field goal, and Maryville came back with 14 points. Maryville did score 7 points here in the third quarter. So 21-10, Maryville, and they'll switch sides. try to get you some stats. They're not coming up as quick as we'd like.
Such a special home for all Maryville College students.
Maryville now with 11 first downs. LaGrange 10. Maryville on third down, quite good, 6 of 12. LaGrange 4 of 14. Maryville now with 201 total yards on 45 plays, 4.5 yards per play. LaGrange 338 yards on 57 plays, 4.2 yards per play. And we're back to the action. Quarterback back to pass, going to throw this little screen. And they did not get it. So it's fourth down. I would think they would punt here. Maryville forces another punt.
Fourth down at the 20. 4th and 6.
Pierre Watkins, the senior wide receiver from Thompson Station, Tennessee, went to Independence High School.
Pierre Watkins.
And it's going to be a low kick and bounces backwards. And Maryville's going to have pretty good field position at the 47. Their own 47. So let's see what Maryville now can do with quarterback Caden Harbin. 14:01 left to go. Maryville in the lead here. We'll pull up some stats for you here. Jacob Bunch, 120 yards. So again, he goes over the 100-yard mark. Harbin in at quarterback. Went to Halls High School. 6'2", 210. Fake the handoff. Long pass downfield. And knocked away and intercepted on the tip by Peyton Haynes.
Harbin's pass is intercepted by Peyton Haynes. Knocked out of bounds at the 14.
Safety came over and ball was tipped, and it's 1st and 10 as LaGrange gets the ball back with 13:41 left to go. LaGrange will come in with a new quarterback, and that's Caleb Spear, the junior from Forsyth, Georgia. Going to throw that quick out pass, and it is caught, but short gain 3 yards.
Spears' pass complete to Tyler Benjamin. Pushed out of bounds by Simeon Watson.
Stops the clock at 13:38.
7 to go.
2nd and 7. Spear, 5'11", 175. He's going to go back to pass. And he's going to dump it outside. And a missed tackle by Maryville, but they do stop Scott before he gets to the first down mark. It's going to be 3rd down and 4.
At the 20. 3rd down.
Brandon Scott with a little juke gets himself some yardage, turned into would have been a loss into a little bit of a gain. James Monroe in at tailback now. Throw the ball right over the middle to the tight end. And incomplete. That would have gone a long way.
Spears' pass is incomplete.
I believe they'd even completed a pass to the tight end so far this season. So again, another punt. 12:50 left to go in this game. Maryville up by 10.
Number 14, Lucas Sellers, the punt, deep for Maryville. Here,
Watkins back deep. New punter in their Sellers. And a low punt. And a good job by Maryville. Pierre Watkins that time for picking up that ball and getting slammed. But he probably kept the ball from rolling down another 10 or 15 yards. The ball at the 46-yard line. Again, Maryville with some pretty good field position. New quarterback for Maryville. This time, Trevor Thomas. Thomas 2 of 4 on the day. Looks to the sideline for some plays to be signaled in. Goes to Bunch. Bunch with a little bit of a hole. He's just going to get about 2 yards. Tackle made. Looked like the first man on the scene was Reginald Phillips. Spotters say Joe Thomas makes the tackle. And a 3-yard gain is 2nd and 7. Be Bunch with a shift. Bunch gets the ball and coming in on the blitz. Randy Fillingame with another good tackle.
At the 41, it's 3rd down, 13 to go.
3rd and 13. I suspect this will be a fairly conservative play by Maryville. Play coming in from Coach Hayes. Signaled in by some players. Man in motion is Ogle. Back to pass. And we get a flag.
Thomas's pass complete to Andrew Gentry. There's a flag on the play.
Not sure what the call was. No flag. Not sure what the official said. Said maybe there wasn't anybody around, but he was out of the tackle box. They called an illegal receiver downfield, but
4th down, 6.
they picked up the flag. So now it's 4th and 6. Coach is on the other side yelling, "Don't rush, don't touch the kicker." So they've got a return on here. That means a specific way to run this ball back. And a very nice punt. Very nice punt. Going to go down to the 10, inside the 10, down to the 9. Good job by Maryville. Hobbs, by the way, that's his second one inside the 10-yard line and one inside the 20. 10:55 left to go in the game. 21-10 your score. I would think somewhere down the line here, the LaGrange offense has to start throwing the ball down the field a little bit further. They've got to get some quick scores here. Spear, the quarterback, He'll go back to pass. Going to throw this ball out of bounds.
Spears' pass is incomplete. That brings up second down 10 from the 9.
Could be a questionable. Well, they could have maybe called a penalty there because the man he was throwing the ball was 20 yards upfield. I'm not sure why they didn't throw a flag for intentional grounding. In fact, the quarterback was in the tackle box still and threw the ball. There was no man in the area. Caleb Spear, the quarterback. Good rush, can throw the ball deep downfield, and it is going to be knocked away. Good job by Maryville. Tyler Benjamin tried to catch the ball, knocked away by Jeremy Hardnett. Hardnett from Tucker, Georgia. Senior, 5'11", 175. So it's 3rd and 10. Caleb Spear before today was 2 of 7. I had seen very little action for LaGrange. He'll go back to pass, stepping into the end zone. And he's going to be sacked, and it's not going to be a safety. It's going to be right on the goal line. Eccles on the sack. I'm laughing. One of the fans on the Maryville side sarcastically saying, why don't you go for it? That's 4th and 18, and back deep will be Ogle. Ogle standing on the 40-yard line. The punter right back at the end line cannot step out of bounds, and he gets a good punt off, and Ogle's going to catch it at the 45. And that's where he's going to be brought down. Looking for flags. Oh, those are the shoes of the punter. It looked like to me the punter stepped out of bounds. But I'm 50 yards away, so don't listen to what I have to say there. So Maryville, good field position at the LaGrange 43-yard line. 1st and 10 with 9:43 left to go in this game. Maryville up 21-10. A little too early to slow it down. You want to take as much time as you can, but you really don't want to slow the game down yet. You want to pound this out if you can. Maryville sends Chandler in motion. Gives it to Bunch. Bunch to the outside, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of about 2. The trick is to stay in bounds, and he did. 9:30 left to go. Clock ticking here in the 4th quarter.
At the 45, loss of 2, it's 2nd down 12.
So back to the 45. Chandler in motion again. They'll reset. 7 men up tight for the Panthers. And turning what looked like a disaster into a little bit of a gain. A good heads-up play by Trevor Thomas. He gets 5 yards on that play. Good hustle. Thomas was being chased by Reginald Phillips. Back to pass. A quarterback draw and didn't get the first down. Close. It's going to be 4th down in inches.
At the 34, 4th down 1.
Maryville's going to go for it on 4th and 1 with 8:20 left to go in the game. Deep in the territory of LaGrange. LaGrange will be falls at the 34. This might be a good time to throw the ball downfield. I know it's a gamble. And it's Bunch, and Bunch slips and doesn't get the first down.
For Maryville, Jacob Bunch carries the ball. Aaron Belt there defensively for LaGrange.
He had the first down and slipped on the turf.
At the 34, first and 10 for the Panthers.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 7:50 left to go. So at the 34-yard line, 7:52 left to go. Maryville up 21-10. Looks like a new quarterback in for LaGrange, and that's going to be Shedrick Lindsay.
Shedrick Lindsay in at quarterback, number 18.
From Griffin, Georgia. He'll go back to pass, and he throws his ball high over the head of the intended receiver, Tyler Benjamin.
Lindsay's pass is incomplete, intended for Tyler.
Lindsay
Defended by Simeon Watson. Second down 10 at the 34.
was 52 completions, 98 passes, 5 interceptions coming into today. And didn't know why he didn't start, but he didn't. So he had been their lead quarterback up until this game. Throw this ball outside, and it's almost intercepted by by Simeon Watson. That would have been a pick six.
Broken up by Simeon Watson.
If you want to say the pass was broken up by Tyler Benjamin, because Simeon Watson had it for Maryville. Would have been a touchdown all the way, but ball is knocked away with 7:41 left to go in this game. Lindsay. Quarterback for LaGrange. And he's down after about a yard gain.
Shedrick Lindsay carries
4th
the
down.
ball.
4th down, and let's call it
Makes the tackle.
8. They haven't sent in the punt team yet, but this clock's running, and they need to do something.
4th down 8 at the 36.
Full complement of timeouts, but LaGrange is letting a lot of time run off the clock. At least 20 seconds ran off the clock. 4th down and 8. Back to pass. And it's going to be knocked away. Good job over there by number 1 for Maryville, Pierre Watkins.
Number 81.
Quite a gamble. That's given up, saying our defense
Goes over on downs at the 36.
can't stop them.
First and 10.
But with 3 timeouts and 6:45 left to go in this game, give the coach from LaGrange a lot of moxie there. So Maryville gets good field position at the LaGrange 36. So that was an all-or-nothing play. But before they ran that play, they ran off about 18 seconds. So back to Maryville's offense. Thomas going to hand this off to, no, he'll take the ball, slip out of the pocket, and just over the hands, the reach of
Pass is incomplete.
Anthony Moore. That would have gone quite a way.
Moore, the intended receiver. Second down 10 at the 36.
2nd and 10 at the 36. That offensive line for Maryville, Larson, Harris, Britton, Villalobos, Montgomery. Going to block. Getting flushed out of the pocket. And that pass is caught incomplete by Pierre Watkins.
Thomas's pass complete to Shamar Collier.
Make that Collier, I'll take that back.
Ball is at the
3rd and 1.
3rd down 1.
First down here would be big for Maryville. At 6:13 left to go in the game, Maryville up 21-10. Maryville went for it on 4th down last time, and Bunch slipped in the backfield. And that's Bunch. He'll get the first down, spin off, and gets it down to the 25-yard line.
Bunch carries the ball. Tackle by Joe Thomas.
Nice tackle by Thomas, but
10, Maryville.
Bunch,
25.
6'1", 210, runs straight upfield. Had a brief discussion with him today. We've got a timeout by LaGrange. It's 5:47 left to go in the game. LaGrange takes its first official timeout with Maryville leading in this USA South Conference game 21-10. We'll be right back.
Here are some scores from USA South.
Welcome back, everybody. Some quick scores around the USA South. Methodist 41, Greensboro 10. It's not a final yet. It's not a final yet. Huntington 21, Averett 14. And Bavard 26, North Carolina Wesleyan 13. So, back to the action. Thomas back to pass. Going to throw this ball deep downfield, and it is incomplete. A little underthrown. Nice defense, though.
Intended for Pierre Watkins.
I think that's a really good call right there to throw the ball downfield.
At the 25, it's 2nd down 10.
Maryville going to get some plays called in from the sideline. Clock stops with that pass. 5:40 left to go in the game. Maryville up 21-10 here at Maryville. New set for Maryville. Bunch turns it upfield. Bunch breaks a tackle. Still going across the 15, and he'll get the first down. I like the way he kind of runs to daylight, as they say. He had blockers out in front of him, and they were heading to the outside to the sideline, but he saw a hole upfield, turned it upfield, and gets the first down. 1st and 10 for Maryville at the 15. 5:25 left to go in the game. Maryville up by 10. Trevor Thomas will send Terry Stewart in motion. Thomas. And wide open interception. And stepping out of bounds for Maryville was Peyton Haynes.
By Peyton Haynes. Flag on the play.
There is a flag. Sideline warning, maybe, for LaGrange. Now, Trevor Thomas just didn't see the safety sitting back there. Ball goes over, 5:09 left to go. Safety's doing his job, just waiting for somebody to throw it down there.
10 at the 26.
Lindsay, the quarterback now. Ten on the play clock. Throw this ball deep downfield, and it is. They're going to call pass interference on Maryville.
Intended for Jalen Trice, defended by Maryville's Kyle Riddle. Flag on the play.
I don't understand that. That's a terrible call, and I'll hate to say that because I don't like to get on the officials, but no, that's not even a close call.
After the penalty, it's 1st and 10 at the 41.
So that'll be a 1st and 10, comes out to the 41-yard line of LaGrange. Lindsay looking to the sidelines. 5 minutes left to go in this game. Maryville up 21-10. Little quick pass and out of bounds, incomplete. Intended receiver was Benjamin.
Intended for Tyler Benjamin.
Benjamin's one of the better receivers for LaGrange.
Watson. At the 41, 2nd down 10.
11 catches prior to this. Under 5 minutes left to go in the game. LaGrange 2nd and 10. And the quarterback slides. Gets to the 46-yard line.
The ball. He is down at the 46. It's 3rd down 5.
3rd and 5. Clock runs. Lindsay looking over the defense. He'll go back to pass on 3rd down. Going to throw this outside, and it's incomplete. Right through the hands of Landon Emery.
Incomplete. Intended for Landon Emery. 4th down 5 at the 46.
4th and 5, and they'll probably go for this. Cedric Lindsay will go back to pass. And a quarterback draw. And he'll get the 1st down to the Maryville 45.
Cedric Lindsay carries the ball. Tackle by Simeon Watson. At the 46, 1st and 10, LaGrange.
Little hurry-up offense here. Clock at 4:20. Lindsay back to pass. Throw this ball into the dirt. The intended receiver was Jeremiah Ingram. 4:12 left to go in this game. 2nd and 10. Receivers on the far side for LaGrange. Taryn Westbrook, one of them. 3-man rush by Maryville. And it's going to be intercepted by Maryville. Up the field, across the 50. And Maryville takes the ball back. Brandon Cloyd on the interception. Cloyd from Hardin Valley High School in Knoxville, Tennessee, with the interception. Just recently was put on defense. He was a wide receiver. And Maryville takes over with the interception with 4:02 left to go in the game, up 21-10. Quarterback for Maryville is Caden Harbin. Tailback is Bunch. Now you can manage the clock. Only 2 timeouts left for LaGrange. So the quarterback keeper. And getting himself 3 yards on a dive through the line is Caden Harbin. Under 3 minutes, 3:45 left to go in the game.
2nd down 7 at the 44.
2nd and 7. Maryville going to eat up as much play clock as possible, or game clock. It's 3:24 left to go. Hand off to Bunch. Bunch behind the bigs gets about 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 3. And we've got a timeout by the LaGrange Panthers. 3:06 left to go in the game. 21-10 Maryville leading.
It will be 3rd down and 4 at the 41.
Some quick game stats for you folks. Maryville with 13 first downs. LaGrange 12. Those 13 first downs, 3 of them came by rushing, 10 by passing of Maryville. And LaGrange, of their 12, 5 passing, 6 rushing, 1 by penalty. And that was a contested pass interference call. So Maryville on 4th down has gone for it twice. Once Bunch slipped. LaGrange has gone for it 3 or 4 times. We need to update these stats. They're not updated, so sorry about that, folks. I'm getting this off the Wi-Fi here in the stadium, and it's getting a little slow. So 3rd down and 7. Maryville with the ball. They're at the LaGrange 41-yard line. I doubt they'll pass here. Ball goes to Bunch. Bunch going to get the first down and more. Across the 30, across the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Maryville on a little sprint draw play. Nice design play. The guards X block to get the angle on the defender, and Bunch takes off. Rare combination of speed and power and running to daylight is Jacob Bunch. Maryville will go ahead and take as much time off the clock. 1 timeout only for the LaGrange Panthers. 2:35 left to go in this game. 1st and 10 for Maryville. They can just about run out the clock. Quarterback keeper. And now we got a timeout by LaGrange. That's their last timeout. There'll be a yard loss on that play.
Hayden Harmon carries the ball. The ball is at the 24. It's 2nd down 10.
.217 left to go in the game. Maryville has been in control ever since the 2nd quarter. The 1st quarter, Maryville looked like they didn't have a clue of what was going on, but I think the game planning by LaGrange had a lot to do with that. Once the adjustments were made, Maryville has run off 21 unanswered points. It's 21-10. Hand off to Bunch. Bunch going to take it to the inside, back outside, and he's going to get 7 or 8 yards inside the 20. Bunch getting stronger as the game goes on. 3rd and 3 now. Jacob Bunch with 154 yards. 10 on the play clock. Maryville eating up the clock. 1:35 left to go. Back to Bunch. He'll turn it up, get to the outside, cuts back to the inside, 5, touchdown, Jacob Bunch. A 17-yard touchdown by Jacob Bunch. 27-10 Maryville. 27-10 your score. Maryville with the extra point attempt. It's a good drive put together by Maryville right there. Seals the game. No timeouts left for LaGrange. 1:21 left to go. Ogle the holder. Good snap. Kick goes up and sails through the uprights. 28-10. Maryville in the lead with 1:21 left to go in this game. Let's take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Stay right there. Welcome back, everybody. George DeBobby here at Maryville. Maryville with a nice drive there. 28-10 your score. Maryville leading here at home over LaGrange. 28 unanswered points. A little pooch kick by Maryville. Going to bounce down to the 31-yard line, and that's going to be picked up by the ever-busy tailback, Brandon Scott. We've got whistles. It's going to be Maryville on Maryville, I'm sure, where the flag is, way back. It's offsides by Jamal Ware. It's kind of an art to try to time from the line of scrimmage. Jamal just missed it apparently, so that'll move it 5 yards. With 1:17 left to go, Maryville up by 18 points. LaGrange gets the ball back on their own 41-yard line. Quarterback being Shedrick Lindsay. 3-man rush, good pressure, going to throw the ball to the outside. Intercepted by Maryville, down the sideline, and stepping out of bounds is Pierre Watkins. Make that Jeremy Hardnett. Hardnett from Tucker, Georgia.
That's where Maryville will take over, 1st and 10.
So Maryville with the interception, and that kind of seals the game. With no timeouts left, the Panthers cannot stop the clock. Maryville again with 28 unanswered points. Maryville down 10-0 at one point. LaGrange came in here with some high hopes. Maryville playing better and better as the game went on. Won last week as well against Methodist, and now looks like they take home a win against LaGrange. Maryville will go to 2-2 in conference. LaGrange will drop to 1-3. Greensboro already behind. And Methodist as well. So Maryville will probably pop up in the standings. They've set the ball back. I'm not sure why they moved the ball back. Well, I didn't think they should set it that far back. Anyway, Maryville takes the knee, and then another knee, and that's all she wrote. As Maryville wins today, going away, 28 unanswered points against the LaGrange Panthers. Maryville goes to a record of 2-5, make it 2-2 in the conference, and LaGrange goes to 3-4 and 1-3 in the conference. Great job all around by Maryville. Let's take a quick break. I'll come back with some stats. Welcome back, everybody. George DeBobby here at Maryville College, where the Fighting Scots defeat the Panthers of LaGrange 28-10. It was a 10-0 lead for LaGrange, and then Maryville comes back with 28 unanswered points. So good job by Maryville, and they continue to get better and better. The early season slump, and then all of a sudden they're starting to play very, very, very well right now. Let's get you some individual stats and some scoring drives. First, let's do the scoring drives. Brandon Scott took a 7-yard pass from Cam Watkins. Rivera made the extra point for LaGrange. It was 7-0 after 8 minutes and 1 second left, with 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the first half. LaGrange, that was a 13-play, 58-yard drive. Took 5 minutes and 18 seconds. LaGrange came back at the 14-11 mark in the second quarter with a 22-yard field goal by Alex Rivera. That made it 10-0. LaGrange's drive was 11 plays, 48 yards, 2 minutes and 48 seconds. In the second quarter, with 8:42 left to go, Jacob Bunch runs in from 9 yards out, Hubbs with the kick, and Maryville scores for the first time today, and they're behind LaGrange 10-7. Maryville's drive was 11 plays, 56 yards, took 5 minutes, 22 seconds off the clock. Also in the second quarter, with 5:57 left to go, Maryville drives 4 plays, 28 yards, takes 1 minute and 40 seconds off the clock. Jacob Bunch with a 15-yard run makes it 14-0. Coming out into the third quarter, Maryville with 8:52 left in the third quarter, leading 14-10. Jacob Bunch runs in for 3 yards. Hubbs with the extra point. Maryville leads 21-10. That drive was 5 plays, 58 yards, 2 minutes and 21 seconds. The final drive right toward the end of the game, with 1:21 left to go in the fourth quarter. Jacob Bunch with a 17-yard run. Ian Hubbs with the extra point makes it 28-10. That drive for Maryville, 6 plays, 47 yards, took 2 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock. Overall, Maryville had 282 yards on 67 plays. That's 4.2 yards per play. LaGrange had 247 yards on 75 plays for 3.3 yards per play. Net yards passing, Maryville 72. Maryville's quarterbacks went 8 for 18. They had 2 interceptions. Rushing, Maryville 210 yards on 49 attempts. That's 4.3 yards per play. And Maryville dominated the second half, actually from the second quarter on. LaGrange, 103 yards net passing, 15 completions, 40 attempts, 2.6 yards per pass play. Maryville sacked quarterback 3 times, and they had intercepted the LaGrange quarterbacks 3 times. see what else. Nothing of interest other than the number of penalties. Maryville 6 for 60, better than last week. LaGrange 7 for 77. Maryville fumbled the ball once but recovered their own fumble. LaGrange fumbled the ball 2 times and lost 1. Time of possession, Maryville 24 minutes 18 seconds. LaGrange 20 minutes and 42 seconds. For LaGrange, Cam Perkins was 12 for 24, 96 yards, 1 touchdown. Caleb Spear, the other quarterback, was 3 of 8, only 7 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Shedrick Lindsay came in at the end, 0 for 8 passing and 2 interceptions. Leading rusher for the LaGrange Panthers was Brendan Scott, 20 attempts, 98 yards. Let's see what else we got here. Receiving-wise, number 1, Tyler Benjamin, 6 for 40. Brandon Scott, 4 for 25. And Terren Westbrook, number 86, 2 for 20. For Maryville, Trevor Thomas, passing-wise, 4 of 9 for 38 yards, 1 interception. Number 2, Caden Harbin, was 4 of 9 as well for 34 yards, 1 interception. Jacob Bunch, another stellar day, 27 carries, 171 yards, 6.3 yards per carry, 4 touchdowns. Trevor Thomas also running with the ball. 3 attempts, 8 yards. Caden Harbin also ran the ball, 3 attempts, 4 yards. Let's see, receiving Chandler for Maryville, 1 catch, 31 yards. Terry Stewart, 1 catch for 16 yards. We had Sherman Collier, 1 catch, 9 yards. So overall, Maryville looking pretty good with a total of 282 yards of total offense, and certainly bodes well for their next game. They take on the number 1 ranked team in the conference. That'll be Everett, and that will be away, so tune in to mcscotts.com. That's a 1 o'clock kickoff, mcscotts.com, and Maryville will be back the following week right here at home. This is George DeBobby saying so long, everybody. Maryville wins today 28-10 over LaGrange. Be safe, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.